Well, I guess I should record some thoughts. This is the second day that Anna and I have been volunteering, looking for volunteer opportunities in Budapest, Hungary. Um, we've had some very meaningful experiences, overwhelming at times. Um, Small things. Yesterday we effectively wandered into the main refugee intake spot in Budapest, SEMA Hall, or the BOK Sports Center. It's basically a big athletic complex that's where refugees coming in by train or bus are first dropped off. They come in, get processed as far as getting their documents taken care of, their refugee status, kids that don't have passports but have their birth certificates or getting their temporary status. They get a place to stay for at least the night while they figure out their next step. We give them food, basic hygiene supplies. If they have pets, get them microchipped, give them a container that they can transport their pets elsewhere. Play facility for the kids. Help in arranging transportation. In some cases, paying for tickets for people that are too poor. Today we spent a little bit of time at the airport, just looking for people that were either coming in or trying to go back into parts of Ukraine in various ways. You can't fly directly there, but flying into some other destination nearby, say in Azerbaijan or Poland or what have you, and trying to cross that way and just help them with information and basic things. And then spent the rest of the afternoon at a 300 person more short-term housing kind of thing for women and children. Most of the men are back fighting. There's very few men here, some elderly men and some other men that look like they're either have already fought and have seen things or are ashamed or embarrassed for not staying back and fighting, but for being with their families. Just putting a human face to this. It's one thing to talk to people that have experienced things in the past, terrible conflicts or what have you, most of which seem like distant history. Or it's another thing to just read about what's going on right now in the news, or you see pictures or video of things that are happening there to the refugees, and seeing the stress, shock. While they're just leaving it. Yeah, it's been important to see. It's been meaningful. Yeah, and people from all different walks of life. A lot of poor people, of course, but also people. You see people that look, more upper class. They're dressed really nice, and all they have is, whatever is on their back, that they've been able to fit into one piece of luggage. And they almost have this look of like shame or embarrassment, like you're giving them soup, and they seem ashamed for accepting it. And you just want to like tell them not to feel that. Or like the kids, you see kids just playing around, at times. I mean, others that have clearly been malnourished or really hungry. I mean, it's one thing to see a kid's face light up when they see like chocolate or cookies or something they can get. It's another thing when you pull out just like a loaf of bread and start taking up and their eyes light. It's like, what little kid's face lights up at the sight of a plain piece of bread? That's a hungry kid. Or today, 2 boys around 3rd grade, so I guess 8 or 9 years old, we were building a little sandbox for these kids in the play area. These 2 boys were hanging out with us and sort of helping us and things. And I don't speak Ukrainian or Russian. Anna did, and but before Anna came over, I was trying to explain what I was doing, because I had all these like parts of the sandbox, and I had tools and things, and I was trying to like say like, oh, it's for like digging, like shovel, what have you. And then Anna came over, and could speak Ukrainian and Russian, and the boy thought that I was building a weapon and asked Anna if the war was coming here. And then said, hey, you're just building a sandbox. And the kid said, oh, I used to build things with my dad. And his dad's back fighting. And don't know what his status is, or so so we're going to go back and do work at that same place tomorrow, and then The day after that, which will be Friday, we're going to drive out to a border town. I'm going to butcher this pronunciation, Chesedek, and we're going to volunteer over the weekend there at a border aid station that's been set up in a school in a small village. So that's been the experience so far. Anna's experienced this in her own way. In my way, I'm really proud of her. This is such a huge stress and challenge for her on many different levels. And she's sticking with it. And yeah, doing what we can. So, but meaningful so far. So there you go.